What is going on, beautiful people? I hope you are having an awesome day. Obviously out for a wellness walk, as you can tell. Today, let's chat about something that's really overlooked. We spend a lot of time concentrating on physical body, like where we live, right? Like our physical home, even down to like the house that you live in. We spend a lot of time speaking about things of that nature, but rarely do you ever hear anybody talk about your emotional home. And what I mean by that is your emotional state of being, like where you live on a daily basis. Are you someone who lives in extreme gratitude and abundance and happiness and love and awesomeness and all of those things? Or are you someone who lives in an emotional state that is driven by scarcity or fear or negativity or drama? That place, living there, is way more detrimental than any physical location or any physical allocation that you could have with your actual body. And what I mean by that is we get so, and it's easy, right? It's easy to look at the physical because we can see it, like we can touch it, we can feel it, we can smell it, we can, it's there, it's in physical nature. And so it's often the thing that we spend the most time thinking about. What is the body, what does it look like, right? But very rarely do we discuss and do we have conversations about what our emotional home looks like, and therefore we don't spend very much time giving that emotional home the care and the cleaning and the housekeeping that it needs in order to be at its peak, top tip, performing state. So let's use an analogy, right? Your actual physical home, the home you live in, the home with the door that you open up and you go in. If that door starts to fall off the hinges, if the lock no longer works, if the window is busted, if any of those things are happening, what do? You immediately fix it. You immediately take action on securing that physical home. But when your emotional home is busted, right? When the lock on your emotional home is jacked up, or the window's busted or whatnot, you don't spend any time working on that. You overlook it. You don't think about it. You actually shove it down because it's something you don't want to have to address. So I'll tell you a quick story about emotional stability. And I talk about it a lot. And so oftentimes when you talk about something, the universe, I always say that God and the universe, like when you get a challenge or an adversity, it's just God, the universe, making sure that you're not full of shit. And so I talk a lot about equanimity. Equanimity is my favorite word. So what equanimity means is neither too high nor too low. Balanced emotional state. Balanced psychology, if you will. I talk a lot of shit about that. I talk about how that's my favorite word. That's where I try to spend the majority of my time and all those types of things. And so recently, and often you're going to get challenged with those things because we need to make sure that we're not full of shit. And so last Thursday night, Friday morning, someone decided that it would be a great idea to throw a rock through my studio window, just as a simple act of vandalism, right? Why not? So I looked down at my phone, 3:00 in the morning on Friday morning, and I've got a picture from Marissa, and it says, holy shit, somebody threw a rock through our window. And my initial reaction was, well, shit, that sucks. And so then I pick up the phone, give her a buzz. She's a little bit emotional, obviously, right? And so I just calmed her down and I asked 3 simple questions. First and foremost, are you okay? Yes. Awesome. Is there a hole all the way through the window, or did the first pane of glass actually stop it? Blah, blah, blah. No hole through the window, just the outer window shattered, but everything's intact. They didn't get in. They didn't steal anything. Perfect. Number 3, are you ready to go today? And what I meant by that is we had clients showing up and she needed to be at her tip-top emotional state, not bringing it up, not talking about it, making sure that they got the best experience that they signed up for when they come to Thrive Fitness Studio. And that's exactly what she did. So then I say, hey, call the cops. I'm going to get dressed. I'm on my way. So I go over, I wait for the cops to do the whole thing, blah, 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 blah. I come back in the house and I'm singing 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't remember what time it was. And Lori's like, well, you sure are happy. Are you singing? And I'm like, why not? That's a great song. One of my faves. Meaning, like, I could have let that jack up my whole day. I could have let that be a deterrent. I could have let that destroy my emotional home and my emotional stability. But why? Like, why would I give something that much power? Why would I give? And I thought about it as we went on our Friday date walk. And what I did is I chose not to give the negativity. I chose not to give the drama. I chose not to give the adversity a place to live. Think about that for a second. You get the choice of whether you're going to let drama, negativity, nonsense, chaos. If you give it a place to live, it will move in and it will overtake your home, your emotional home. And that would have probably ruined most people's full day. I didn't even think about it. When 8 o'clock came, I called my insurance lady. She's like, hey, Jay, that sucks, bro, but doesn't look like the policy's going to cover it based on blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Everybody that I talked to that day, their first reaction was like, oh my God, that's so horrible. People suck. That's bullshit. I can't believe that, Jay. Oh my God. Hey, relax. What does it matter? What does it matter who did it? Doesn't matter, right? So I told the cop, you want to press charges? I'm like, sure. If you find the homeless guy or the cat that did this, sure, press charges on him. But I'm not going to let myself get all wound up and riled up about it. I'm not going to let it ruin my minute, my day, my week. It's not important enough. So I go immediately to a solution-based scenario of calling window companies and just getting it fixed, getting it replaced. And every client that came in, everybody just wanted to talk about, oh my God, what happened? Who would do that? Why would they do that? It's unbelievable. People are insane. And we just deferred the conversation every time. Like, no big deal. Don't worry about it. It's just a window, right? It's just a window. It's just a blank. But oftentimes we let just a blank control and dominate our emotional home. We let it move in. And it takes over the entire house. And then you start getting depressed. You start getting anxiety ridden. You don't sleep that night. Every conversation you have, you tell somebody about that emotional thing. You know who I told about it? Nobody. I didn't need to call anybody and tell them what happened. I didn't need anybody to feel sorry for me. I didn't need any of that stuff because I don't give negativity. I don't give drama. I don't give nonsense a place to live. And if you don't give it a place to live, you can't move in. There's a no vacancy sign. So think about that. The next time that you get presented with an adversity, it's just God, it's just the universe making sure you're not full of shit, showing you that you can handle these things that come your way. It's just a window, guys. So you can insert that into whatever situation is going on in your life. It's just a blank. And you're going to be okay if you choose to be okay. If you choose not to be angry about it, what good would it have done me to be angry about that? I have no idea who did it. Who am I going to be angry at? The world? There's enough of that. Why do I contribute to that? So what else? What were my options? My options were figure out a solution, get it fixed, and don't let it occupy my home. Don't let it move in. So the next time you're faced with an adversity, simply ask yourself, what am I being challenged or tested on today? And one of my clients, Kelly, even said, Jay, did you practice equanimity? And I said, you know what, Kelly, I did. I didn't let it affect me at all. I actually chuckled. Even when the insurance company said, hey, bud, not going to cover it. It's going to be $3,000 out of your pocket. Okay, what am I going to do? Right? Why get upset about little things like that? So I did practice equanimity. So I passed my test. And you guys get the opportunity to pass tests every single day. Start looking at adversity, start looking at challenges like you're just being tested to make sure that you are what you say you are, that you are who you say you are, that you'll do what you say you'll do. And when you pass those tests and you continue to pass those tests, and listen, this won't be the last time that I get tested on my equanimity. So I'm going to get those opportunities over and over and over again. And every time I pass the test, I get a little bit stronger. I get a little bit better. I get a little bit more resilient. And that's exciting. That means life's going in the right direction. So protect, secure, honor, cherish, fortify, and love your emotional home as much as you love your physical home. As much as you're willing to work on your physical body, be willing to work on your mental body. All right, guys, love you. Talk to you super soon. Bye.